No, but I think that's part of like that true friendship, the true communion, is being able to be that comfortable to say that to someone, in a respectful manner, of course, because it's not to degrade you, but it's to educate you.
Right.
It's to learn. And that kind of goes with what I was going to say about that, sometimes we're not in the same level. We're not in the same season of things, which is okay. Everybody is going through their own life on their own on his time, I should say. But in that aspect, just depending on what it is, as long as it's not negative, it's not bringing you down. I think like that's where you do need to have those boundaries set in place. Like, I love you, however, like this is becoming toxic. Like, this is not good. However, if you are willing to be open, like, I want to elevate you, and that's one thing that we do here, in our normal lives. We try to elevate one another.
Welcome to another Rooted and Raw, a space where sisters in Christ, rooted in God's Word, come together and answer the raw, unfiltered questions women are asking. Here, we dig into what the Bible has to say, share our own stories, and keep it honest. Rooted in truth, raw in discussions. So pull up a chair, lean in, and join us. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going all right.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
How's it going, everybody? So at the time of this recording, there's quite a few of us leaving to go out of town later today to go to a concert. I just wanted to put that in the atmosphere because concerts are fun, but specifically this one, it's Madison Ryan Ward, who for all intents purposes is not a big celebrity right now. She will be, but she's not a big celebrity. And I love going to concerts of not big celebrities because when they get big, I don't want to go to them concerts. There'd be too much going on. I like them when they still small and simple, and I don't have to worry about all the stuff that comes along with celebrities. And but her music is very so she's a Christian artist who also does her music is very neo soul. So her, whether it is R&B neo soul or Christian neo soul, it all gives neo soul. But she a beautiful white girl, and her voice, baby, when she sang, she's one of them. You hear her sing, and then when you see her for the first time, you be
they
like,
don't match.
She white? No.
There's an artist like that. Her name is Yebba.
Yebba.
Yebba. Abby, spelled backwards. Her name is Abby, but Yebba. It's the same way.
I love that.
She's the same way. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's what I thought about Martha Munizzi. When I first heard her, I thought she was
and
black.
Adele. Adele for sure.
Yep.
Adele for sure.
Yeah, there's plenty of artists like the voices and the faces.
They don't match.
Like, and it's a pleasant surprise.
It is a pleasant surprise.
It is a pleasant surprise.
Most of the time. Okay, I'll leave that there. All right, so we're going to start off with an icebreaker. And I thought it was very perfect that you have on a Walt Disney World hoodie, which is extremely cute, by the way.
Yes.
So our
like the
icebreaker for this week. Wait, before I do the icebreaker, I'm sorry. We should probably tell people who are not watching but are listening.
Yes.
Who all is on the set. So let's start behind the scenes.
Hey guys, it's Steph.
Hey, girl.
Steph.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hey, Podcast King and Queens, this is Flora.
What's up, Podcast Land? It's Jamie.
You got Sharita in the building.
And of course, you have D. Okay. Now that we've got those beautiful formalities out the way. Oh, can I also point out, so we've told y'all before that we record a bunch of podcasts all at once, right? So I'm very excited because the last time we recorded, we were celebrating Jamie's birthday.
Yep.
And now we're back to recording and Jamie's back.
I know.
So you're talking about like 8 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks?
7.
Lots of weeks.
7 is the actual number.
So, because 4 last time and 3. Okay,
so 7's the actual number.
7. I was like, how many did we record? I start losing track because we do so many.
Right.
Listen, you're talking about a bunch of busy women.
Yeah.
Right. So, trying to get together every week to record
in that
is
time
not a
span,
thing.
I've been to how many countries?
You tell
and come
us.
back? So hopped around, but I spent time in 2 different countries. I was in Egypt and Romania, and it was amazing.
Hashtag travel goals.
Yes.
Right?
It was amazing.
Amen.
And I think it's very important to note that I don't just travel for fun. I do travel for fun. It's one of my
you
things.
do,
But no, it's work, right? It's advancing the kingdom. It's doing ministry business, whether it's on behalf of Man University or organizations that my husband and I are a part of, that he's either on the board of or things like that. So we're doing kingdom business. But when you do things that are fun or you enjoy what you do, it's not work. And so
That's
we
right.
get to find fun in everything that we do. One, just because we're experiencing new things, but also we're experiencing them together. But as we go and we are seeing the great and awesome things that God is doing around the world, because like that's the big thing is we know that our God is alive and active. We know that the kingdom of God is a force and it is advancing around the world.
preach.
But to see with our eyes what God is doing in places like Cairo, Egypt, or, Baimari, Romania in the Carpathian Mountains. Like, it's amazing to see how God is using people and he is advancing his kingdom and showing himself as a very live force.
Come on.
In the world is just amazing.
Come on.
I love that.
Yeah,
Kingdom
sometimes I
business.
just feel like we should just let Jamie talk. You know what I mean?
Right? Oh,
You know
I
what
would
mean?
listen to her
Just-
all day.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, I know we got to get started, but man, she's just spitting the knowledge.
She has all that wisdom.
The wise one. The wise one. She did not, she earned
Yes.
that title for this
Yes.
podcast. Very much so. Okay. So our icebreaker today is, what's your favorite Disney character and why? So we're gonna start maybe back, hold on. She's got to, so if y'all don't know, we do record our podcast within the confines of our beautiful Stephanie's home.
Yes.
And so sometimes her family members like to add in their 2 cents. So if you hear it, just accept it for what it is.
Yep.
Because it's rooted in all around.
That's
here.
right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
All right.
Shout
So
out
we're
to
gonna-
Duke.
Come on, because Duke always got something to say. All right. You're up.
Okay, so I have a few. So growing up, it's different stages of life. But growing up, my favorite was The Little Mermaid. I was so obsessed. I had it on VHS. Watched it so many times.
Some of y'all don't
it
know what
broke.
VHS is. It's okay.
Watched it so many times it broke. But then I want to say, as an adult, I have a couple. So Merida, because
You look like her.
a little bit.
we need to
And
put
for
like
those,
a
for
side
those
by
who don't
side
know,
picture.
Merida is from Brave.
Yes.
Oh, but Merida. Who'd I hear?
You
I heard
thinking about
I heard
Maribel.
Maribel.
You
That's
heard
what
the
I
M.
heard.
Mer- but
I heard
yeah,
Maribel.
Merida is from
Merida.
Brave.
Yes.
I heard
Merida, 'cause I
Maribel.
love like her wild
Because she's,
Yes.
she's brave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
for
I
sure.
can relate very much to that. But Mirabelle, just because everyone thinks I look like her, even kids. Like,
No, but you do.
Your glasses, doesn't help.
Your glasses look
purpose.
exactly like hers.
But
Seriously, put like a side by side picture.
And
You know,
your
like the cartoon, like,
haircut,
there you go.
like
Yeah.
and my haircut, and curly hair, and so like it's funny because when we go to church, little kids will look at me when I have my curly hair down and like my glasses, and I'll just wave at them because I know what they're thinking.
I love it.
her on TV.
Yeah, and you can see it in their face. They're
You're
just
like,
like,
I love that.
Be like Caitlin and them and get paid to go do parties.
For real. Cash
I
in.
love it. All right, who you
All right.
got? I know
Belle.
yours. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I have her here on my phone, on a case and stuff. I got the stained glass case on there. It's always been Belle. First, it drew me in when I was a kid because she was the only one with brown hair. I have brown hair, but then when I really got to know the story, that's how I view people. Like, I don't see them from the outside aspect of it. I do see, the beauty within. It doesn't matter
good.
where you're come from or whatever. Like, that's what I see people and try to see the goodness in them that is in there. Just needs a little help coming out. So through and through, from young to adulthood, it's
Yeah.
always been Belle.
I love it.
All right, I'm older than all of y'all, so
All right, let's do it.
like my Disney experience is vastly different.
I
Like
bet.
I was already like
Aristocats and stuff
right.
like that.
That's like my growing up experience.
yeah.
Like if we want to talk old school, Sleeping Beauty is one of my absolute favorite. Like in my top 5 Disney movies, Sleeping Beauty is one of my absolute favorites. The original Mary Poppins with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke also up there. But
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
absolutely. You want to blow the mind of 6th graders? Write that out on a board.
Oh, I'm not even gonna try.
It's beautiful. But even though I love Sleeping Beauty as a story, Aurora is not my favorite Disney princess because she was a bit of a dumb head. Anyway, she
was young.
Dumb head.
She was young. We'll give her that. We'll give
Talk
her
about
that.
6th graders. She said dumb head.
I mean, I could have been worse, but you know,
Yeah, you
I
could
was-
have.
I was,
I'm so
I was very
grateful you
circumspect.
didn't. I love it.
But no, my absolute favorite Disney princess is Mulan. Just her
nice.
her refusal to just take the status quo
Mm-hmm.
for what it was and say no, I'm not going to do that, to have that love for her family of my dad cannot do this and understanding in that story that my father
just got
physically
chills.
cannot do this and I'm not going to accept it, so I'm going to lay it all on the line to protect my father and
Right.
fill in instead, and then to
That gender
hold
role.
on that yeah, like number one, let's talk about breaking the barriers of I'm gonna do this no matter what. And then despite the ridicule, despite the unpreparedness that she had, she was indomitable in her spirit and said, I'm not going to stop. She kept going, she kept going, she kept going. And this story is rooted in history, and there was actually a woman who played a huge part in helping the Chinese people fight back, you know, the hordes and keep the country safe. And so I think that's just beautiful that one, Disney chose to tell the story, and unlike a lot of other stories they've told, they didn't completely wreck it. They stayed fairly close to truth.
Shout out to not completely wrecking it.
Well, listen, Hercules, that is like,
That's a whole.
it's a whole not even accurate to what mythology tells us.
It's fun to watch,
but it's fun to
yeah,
watch,
it's
and
fun
I will
to
sing
watch,
the fire
though.
out of
Okay,
it.
come on.
But no, so yeah, Mulan is my absolute favorite Disney
And what
princess.
I love also about it is that the way, if we're looking at it in a different perspective, the way that she was created was for a purpose. She wasn't meant to be the bride that they wanted her
Right.
to be. That wasn't her role. Her role
She was never gonna fit that, right?
exactly, and she stepped into that role, which was opposite of what it was from society.
Yep.
Of what, and that's, I love that part
Yep.
right there.
So there we
Love
go.
it.
All right, Sharita.
So, of course,
This girl.
mine
All
were
right.
already said, but both Ariel and Mulan are my absolute favorite Disney characters. Ariel, because she was just a love-struck dumb head, and she just
No, but for real.
but for
She
real,
really
was. Again, she was young.
She really
she
was.
wanted to.
Yeah.
She was
for
the
real.
youngest.
She wanted to walk.
She wanted
Oh,
to
she
be
wanted
part of
to
that
be
world.
part of
I
the
just want to
world.
be part of the world.
on.
I don't
Now
want
we
to be a
strive
part
to
of
be
the
Someday
part.
she
world.
was
We
gonna
strive
be.
to not be part of the world.
That's what I was saying. I don't want to be a part of the world.
But she was just a love-struck dumb head, and just the whole story of her, you know, her motivation and her drive to do the unthinkable and to just beat the odds. She walked on land and found love. But yeah,
Happily
Mulan,
alive.
most definitely love that story. Don't have to explain it because Jamie gave all the deets.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
So
As she does.
absolutely
Love it.
top 2.
I think for me, so it's funny. For most of my life, I thought that my favorite princess was Belle. I've just recently discovered that it's not that she's my favorite princess. It's just my favorite Disney movie of all times.
Okay.
It still ranks the top. I do love Belle, but she does not make for my favorite princess. Fun fact, once upon a time, I probably could still, but once upon a time, I could actually recite that entire movie from beginning to end without watching it.
Wow.
That's how much I watched it. You talking about breaking your
Wow.
VHS. From beginning to end, I could recite the entire
That's why
movie
you need to have the rewinder.
without the movie even being on. That's how
Okay.
much. So when I say very much my favorite movie, still sit in the bed and kick my legs like a little girl just watching. It must be the animated version though. Y'all can keep y'all live action stuff. I'm sorry.
Thank you,
That
ma'am.
live
I'm,
action was-
y'all can keep that. I'm sorry. There was a couple of things in
That
live
was
action that I
horrible.
appreciated, like knowing about what happened to her mom and things like that. But
And more of a
y'all coulda kept
backstory
that.
of
Yeah,
Prince
the
Adam.
backstory. Yeah, but okay.
all the extra
So,
stuff.
My favorite
Yeah.
princess is actually Vanellope
Really?
from Wreck-It Ralph. I freaking
Oh,
love
yeah.
her. Mostly because most people don't realize she's an actual princess. She's
Yeah.
actually a princess, but she does not identify, and actually she runs from it kind of in a way. Like I don't want to do this. I want to race cars.
Can I confess I've never seen Wreck-It Ralph?
If for those of you not watching, the horror
I-
face
I
of
just broke Dee's
Dee is
brain.
like, what? What?
We're gonna have a date, you and I. And we're
I would
gonna
like to go
watch-
see it too.
Okay.
I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I
not.
actually
gotta make it a thing.
I love the Wreck-It Ralph movie because it's very outside of what you normally think about Disney. Everything is always, they actually make fun of the Disney princesses in the movie.
Which is
Yeah.
In the second one, not in the first one, but in the second one, because she's a princess, so she goes hangs out with the princesses,
Yeah.
and she basically tells them that they all have daddy issues. It
And
was
they
so
dumb,
funny.
and they dum heads.
And it's basically it's so funny.
love that.
It's so funny.
My
It's
boys
probably the reason why I
were-
relate
How
to
does
her.
Belle have daddy issues? Her daddy was there with her all along.
She was looking around because every time they would sing, birds and stuff would flutter, and she'd be like, "What is happening?"
Like, what is this?
And then she says, "Are you guys okay? Do I need to call the police?"
Yeah, it's so. Anyway,
now I'm mad that I'm not seeing
Yeah,
this.
so the first one, I really liked the first one. It was the whole story of Vanellope and Ralph, but the second one gives you more deep. A deeper dive into Vanellope and who she is, the princess.
So we would
Okay,
have
the
to see the first
backstory.
and the
So
second. 'cause I
we
haven't
would
seen
need
the
to see
second
the
one.
first and the second one. Yes,
Okay.
they are really good. We can make
Down.
that a thing. Yes,
can do
grown
that.
women,
Grown women.
get together to
course.
watch Disney movies together.
Oh,
and if you don't
absolutely.
do that with your friends, I'm not going to tell you that you suck.
I might submit to you that you might need better friends.
Oh, and I agree. Easy.
I mean, I'll submit it.
She's colorful. And
She is colorful and she's loud and she's very much like I
D.
am girly, hear me roar.
Oh, yeah.
She is very much like
D.
yeah.
Yeah, she's more like the
She lives in a
21st century
candy
stuff.
land. She's just I love her. Anyway,
There we
but
go.
most people are like, Vanellope, really? That's your choice? Yes. And if you know me, you understand why. And if you know her. So we're going to get you to know
We're
Vanellope.
gonna, well, I'm
Okay.
gonna know.
Love
Very
that.
quick fun fact.
Ooh, I
before
love
we
fun
move
facts.
on. So going back to Beauty and the Beast, the voice of the Beast when he turns back into the prince was voiced by a guy by the name of Robbie Benson.
Okay.
When I was in 5th grade, I got to meet him because my 5th grade teacher was huge into local theater and different things. And so she supported the local theater, took our class to see a play called Our Town. Robbie Benson, when he was a child, starred in Our Town on a made-for-TV version. And then he reprised. He played a role and was a visiting guest lecturer at the University of South Carolina, where we got to go see, and then we got to go backstage and meet him, and like ask questions and all these different things. So this is years before Beauty and the Beast released. However, like I have that core memory of in 5th grade, we went and saw Our Town, and I got to meet Robbie Benson, and then I got to hear him again in Beauty and the Beast.
You're like, I know that voice.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
So
That's,
fact.
I love that. So you met him before Beauty and the Beast.
I met him before Beauty and the Beast.
Nice.
He was he was well known as a child star.
Pass this
And
to
then
We just passed this to
I
her.
forgot-
She-
I
let's
forgot
just-
my Bible
Let's
at
just give
home.
that to her because I'm gonna
So-
pull up Open Bible. That's what I usually use. So I'm
Okay,
just gonna pass
yeah.
that to you
Thanks,
because
Dee.
you're gonna be looking for something to open.
you're right.
Let
I
me
will.
help you.
I will. But yeah, so I did. I got to meet him. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, we're pulling the it's all the way over there.
So
We're
far away
pulling
from
the
me.
topic, and so
Shake, 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 shake
Yeah.
it for Tamara.
yeah, here, Tamara. Shout out to Tamara. She is currently preparing to get ready to go to the concert, which is why she's not here. But that's okay, because yeah, we're not gonna judge her for choosing to go. Let me tell you something. Though. Let me tell you what's
you
funny.
did that right when.
Let me tell you what's funny about it though, because I can't, and I'm not judging them. I just can't understand it. I can't wrap my brain around it. The concert we're going to doesn't start until 8 p.m. and it's in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. They're leaving from Fayetteville, which is only a 2.5 hour drive to Charlotte from here at like 11 or 12, so that they can get there and get in line.
For those
Yep,
who
go
cannot
ahead.
see us.
Process it. Go ahead.
Are you guys doing a VIP experience?
No.
Is it open seating?
Yeah, it's all general access.
Okay, so I can understand.
I'm not standing in line for nobody for 8 hours. I'm sorry.
Well, you're also not 20 years old.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Because my bones is degenerating.
Right.
I ain't got time to be.
Although my whole 47-year-old self, depending on who it was, and it was general seating, I would be in line at 11 o'clock for a good spot.
I'm not gonna be
absolutely,
able.
I would do it.
And for me, I'm not going to be able because I'm just excited to be in the room. I love to be in the atmosphere. So just being there is fine. But two, just the thought of standing in line for anything that long kind of devastates me, except for Jesus. I'm standing in line as long as you need me to. And then the other one is that I have, real talk, not being funny, I have a little bit of PTSD. So big crowds already do a lot. So they're standing in line specifically so that they can be in the front, which I respect. But to me, all I hear is that in order for me to exit, if I needed to, because the way my brain works is in any room I go in with lots of people, I'm automatically looking for the exit, and I need to be able to get to it quickly. We've seen what happens when I can't. It does not go well. So all I hear is that I'm going to be in the front, and in order for me to get out, I'm going to have to take some people down. I'm choosing not to take people out. I'm doing this.
You're
for
doing
y'all.
it for them. Yes, exactly.
I'm doing
You're doing
this
it
for
them.
yo, because if things get stressful and I start to get overwhelmed, I will go into a panic attack. I've learned the things that create anxiety and panic in me, and I avoid them. So I'm like, me and Sharita is like, you know what? Y'all have fun. We're going to get things squared away at my sister's apartment. Shout out to my sister, Ariel Bowie, who is literally turned over her apartment to us for the evening so that we can have a place to stay and not have to pay. And then we're going to sit somewhere and eat. Because me and my sister like food.
That part.
And we may be in the back of the line, and that's okay. Excuse me? What'd she just say?
She said she can watch you eat.
Why you gonna watch me eat?
Because of the, she's fasting.
You can't eat nothing?
Yeah, I can eat.
So why you gonna watch me
I can eat at home.
Oh, you can't eat no kind of food? Not even
food.
You didn't say that.
I wasn't going to.
So that'll be a conversation for the car ride.
I'm not about to go
squared
sit
away.
and I'm not about to go sit and make my sister stumble.
I have stuff in my purse.
No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
So, as we read this question, we all know what Dee and Sheree are going to talk about on their drive to Charlotte.
Yep, that
this
2.5
evening.
Well, I was planning
2.5
on
hours,
jamming
yeah.
it out to some Madison
That's what we
Ryan
doing.
Ward
That's
the
what
whole
we
ride
doing.
down so we can be ready for this concert.
That's what we doing.
I'm gonna slap somebody. I'm not gonna say who I want to slap, but I'm just wanting to slap somebody. Okay, this says
Initials are Sharita.
I feel like you're right. Real rooted and wrong out here. I can't believe this. I'm over here. I'm excited. I'm like, me and my sister about to go on a date.
We still
No,
can.
ma'am. Hey, so quick question. Are you someone who feels called to make a difference? Maybe in ministry, maybe leadership, or just by living out your faith in a real way? Well, you should check out Manna University. It's a biblical higher education institution dedicated to educating, equipping, and empowering emerging leaders to change the world. That's literally their mission, and they're serious about it. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow deeper in your calling, Manna U offers flexible programs that fit your life and help you move forward with purpose. Head to manna.edu, that's MANNA.edu, and see how you can get started. And just so you know, this is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just sharing with you the good fortune that I had at Manna University.
All right, what you got there for us?
This question, I feel like is one that we've had. So I'm going to read it and y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong. It says, how do I find time? Sorry, I didn't see the time part, and it threw my
Changed the whole question?
It changed the whole trajectory of this question. How do I find time for God in the middle of chaos?
We have.
You have done something.
I do. I feel like we've done that.
Yeah.
Something like
About
that, yeah.
wait. No, the chaos was not about finding God, but it was something in the midst of chaos, like society. I know because I was here for that episode, and I weighed in on it.
You were.
Like, how do you still have faith?
Something.
It
Yeah, it
was something like
along
that.
those lines.
This is saying, how do I find time for God?
I mean, considering with
the
all
middle
our
of chaos.
hectic lifestyle that we all got going on.
You make
I feel
My eye started twitching.
I feel like I feel like we've circled back to the last time I was here to be able to record. To how do you find time? Well, how do you find time to do anything?
Come on, you gotta
right?
preach.
Like we make time for the things that are important.
Are we
and if
going
God
with this
isn't,
question?
Because we did it. It's too
I mean, I
close.
think we're doing like a recap of it because we
Yeah.
all have 24 hours
like
in a day. What are
which
you going
one?
to
Oh,
put
come
in?
on.
Wait, what did it
on.
say? Because
I
there's
stay grounded in faith in a world that is increasingly chaotic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was
essentially the same
same
question.
thing.
But yeah, you make time for the things that are important. If God's important, you're going to make time for it. You're going to make time
Y'all
to
know
pray,
my
to read your
rule of
Bible, go to
thumb.
church, be in small group and
Come on.
community. You're going to do all those things.
y'all know my rule of thumb. We all get the same 24 hours.
Yep.
Make time.
Lord, my eye naturally started twitching. I was like, what is happening? All right, let's try this again.
Round 2. Fight.
That was in my head. That was in my head.
This is actually a really good question.
Okay.
See, look at God.
Okay. It says, how do I navigate friendships when I'm in a different life stage than my friends?
Oh, okay. That is a good question because that has so many layers to it.
Yes,
That's a
it
good question.
does.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get started, let's do our disclaimer real quick. Here's a bunch of theologians right here. We study the word so that we can grow closer to our relationship with God, figure out what he wants us to do as far as advancing the kingdom. But we want that relationship with him, right? But we don't have degrees in theology. What we do have is the Bible and experience. You are dealing with a bunch of very grown, lived women who have been through some things. So we can share with you what we know for sure because we study the Bible and what we know for sure because we've lived through some life, right?
Yes.
Other than that, I would like to ask you, fact check us. Like if you hear something and you don't agree or whatever, actually fact check us regardless if you agree because the way I see it is this. If you are watching this and this is your devotional time, you are wrong.
Yup.
If you
All of
watching
the way.
any podcast and you call that devotional time, you are wrong because we, for you, are a third party. We are the in-between, you and the word. So you should be reading the word for yourself. So I say all that to say, don't take what we say to be word is bond. Go
Right.
look at it for yourself. Now, of course, we're going to pull some word up. We're going to pull it up. We're going to show it to you. But go behind us and look as well.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely comment, put your opinion on there. Like, we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you do, I was listening to Megan Ashley this morning, not for my devotional time, by the way. And she was doing an interview with a young lady, Kiana Eason. And they were talking about this kind of very idea, how, people are using things like this as their personal Bible study time. And she literally, Megan Ashley, is her podcast. She said, if you hear me on my podcast and I say something that you don't agree with and you go into the word and I'm incorrect, call me out on it. not in the way that we all in a call out season where we want to make everybody
Oh
look bad,
my
but she was
gosh.
like, send me a DM on Instagram and say, hey, Megan, this is what you said. I looked it up and that's not quite what I get. So
Right.
can you better explain to me where you go? I'm down for that. Don't try to put me on blast because that's uncalled for. And the Bible does not say that that's how we're supposed to operate in these things. However, I am always down. We do it on this
the time.
podcast. If one of us says something that is not quite right, we will deal with it right then. But if you hear something and you actually go into the word and something that I said, because I am human,
Yeah.
right? I am still a human being and it is not correct. I don't mind you reaching out and saying, hey, this is actually what it says. If Jamie don't beat you to it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now
about
that was just unnecessary.
Was it?
Yes.
Cause you're quick, and I love that. I mean, if we gonna get fact checked,
No, but I think that's part of like that true friendship, the true communion, is being able to be that comfortable to say that to someone, in a respectful manner, of course, because it's not to degrade you, but it's to educate you.
Right.
It's to learn. And that kind of goes with what I was going to say about that, like, yeah, sometimes we're not in the same level. We're not in the same season of things, which is okay. Everybody is going through their own life on their own, well, on his time, I should say. But in that aspect, just depending on what it is, as long as it's not negative, it's not bringing you down. That's I think like that's where you do need to have those boundaries set in place. Like, I love you, however, like this is becoming toxic. Like, this is not good. However, if you are willing to be open, like, I want to elevate you, and that's one thing that we do here, in our normal lives. We try to elevate one another. I'm going to bring you up. If you're open, absolutely. Let me go ahead
we're
and
not
adjust
doing
that
that crabs in the bucket stuff. That's not how that works for us.
What is that?
No, crabs in a bucket. Well, crabs when they're in a like boiling water, they will actually knock each other down to get
they
out.
try to get out.
We're not doing that. We're the opposite. We're gonna get out and help to pull you. We're gonna try to get you. We're gonna help get you out of the bucket, right? So
We're pushing, pulling.
We're going to be the ones that's claw and claw. One come out, we all coming out.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Like the barrel of monkeys.
Yeah. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that this topic came up because I actually just had this very conversation with one of the young ladies that is a part of the Imitate Discipleship group that I'm discipling. And I think that a part of it is knowing and understanding you and the people that you're surrounding yourself with. So first of all, while we're not all on the same level, we should be all on the same path. We should all be going the same direction. If we are friends who are pouring into each other, spending intentional time together, sitting around and watching Disney movies together, for goodness sakes. Like, if you are spending that time, that intimate quality time with people, you should 100% be going the same direction. Yes. I can't imagine what kind of that goes to the scripture that says not being unequally yoked. That's not just in the context of marriage or relationships with a partner. That's also in context of relationship in general, because if you are Buddhist and I'm over here worshiping Jesus, we got some conflict as friends who are spending time. How are we pouring into each other? Because we pour in totally different things, right? Now, I was talking to her because she's having this conflict with somebody she deems as friend. And I had to explain to her, honey, y'all relationship is not a friendship. Y'all are a mentor and mentee situation. Because you can't go to her for nothing. When I'm looking for people who I can do life with, there are people that I can go to and they can come to me. We are helping each other out.
Right.
We are pulling each other along. We are adjusting each other's crowns. But if I'm talking about somebody who only is receiving and they have nothing ever
not a
to
two-way
give,
street.
it's
Yeah.
not a two-way street. When I think about the Manna Church mentor constellation, it's the people who pour into you. So you're in the middle. You have the people who pour into you. You have the people down below you who you pour into, and then you have the people on your left and your right, and those are usually your friends who you are close to, and sometimes they are inside of the organization, outside of the organization, but y'all pouring into each other, right? Those are more of your friends. Those are more the people that you are really, y'all building each other up. But if I am only pouring into you and you are not offering anything into this relationship, then honey, I'm your mentor.
Yeah.
So then at that, I hope I make my instructor proud. Wouldn't that be considered a coach? Because mentor-mentee is more relational. They have some ways that they can relate to each other, and it's a little more, personal when it's a mentor-mentee.
Yeah,
so
that's
would
what
it be
that's
considered
what.
a coach.
No, and in her specific situation, it is a mentor-mentee because they are relational, which is why
Right.
she thought
And-
it was a friendship.
Right. And remember, coaching is, hey, I know how to make this better, so I'm going to tell you how to make it better. You're going to go do it, come back to me, and then we'll talk and do that.
Yeah.
So
So
coaching
coach is like a
is-
basketball coach.
Right.
Right. Like in that manner. Now, of course, there's all kinds of coaches, but in that context, like she's saying, like a basketball coach. I know basketball. You want to learn basketball. So I'm going to coach you in basketball.
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna do this play.
Okay. So take it into the context of a relationship with Christ. I have a daily devotional life with Christ that I'm walking out. You are asking me to coach you in how to walk out an actual daily relationship with him. So I'm coaching you. It's usually coaching is a very specific thing, right?
Right. Hear what I'm saying, do what I'm saying,
Yep.
and you're going to see
And
results.
you're going to see results. That perfect. You're talking about when you're talking about mentor mentee, there is some relational, and it's usually not one specific thing. It's just a life thing. I'm in a place in my life where I have something. I'm walking out a lifestyle, and you are wanting to walk out a lifestyle similar. So we're going to do a mentee mentor relationship, but it is a relationship where we are doing things. We are operating in a way that is relational, but you're actually not feeding into me. Now, again, there's the left and right where we are feeding into each other, but I'm talking about I am the mentor and you are being mentored. It's kind of like Tamara and Hannah. She is much younger, but she needs somebody who is going to pour into her. She's not going and giving Tamara much advice, right? Tamara is there and they are meeting and they are pouring in. I'm explaining to this disciple, sweetheart, y'all relationship is not a friendship. Y'all, she is just receiving, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think they used to say, what is it? We need to define the relationship. They used to be a big thing. They used to say we need to define you need to define the relationship.
Yeah, you need to define
What
it.
is your relationship with this person? I think
That's
that's
gonna help out with the boundary part.
It is.
Right. Well, and it helps with expectation too, because if the problem and what I probably know happened with this young lady is this is my friend, but I feel like I'm giving everything and getting nothing in return. So now you're upset, resentment builds, and you're like, why are we friends? We're not, because you're
that
not friends.
expectation.
There's an expectation of friendship is a two-way street. So we both pour in, we both do these things, right? You hear me, I hear you. We commiserate together, we celebrate together, but we also offer advice and things back and forth. But if only one person is doing that, then that's not really a friendship. That is more a mentor-mentee relationship, or somebody is just a parasite sucking off of all of the things that you have without offering. Because the
Rooted
our
in
part of this
hell.
is when you have a mentee, there's something that they're giving back to you. And it may not be a stated thing, but they are still giving back in some kind of way. And usually there's insight and things that they have that in conversation comes out and you're like, oh. And it helps reframe thinking. It helps to expand thinking, especially if it's someone that is younger than you or older than you, then they have an outlook in life that is very different. And so that helps. But if you have somebody that all they're ever doing is coming to you, asking questions, coming to you like, well, what about this? Does the Bible say this? Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not your Google, right? I'm not your concordance. I'm not your dictionary.
You better preach.
Like, you can do all of these things too. I use Carlos Serrano for that. But I have that privilege because these rings right here and the I do.
You better preach.
Right? But there are times when he'll be like, you can look it up too. And he's right, and I can. But when you have one person,
there. No.
and that's usually how the conversation. And that's literally how the conversation usually goes.
Sitting right there.
Right? But he's right that I can.
Yeah.
But when you have someone who you don't have, they are what you consider a friend. But only time they ever initiate conversation or communication with you is to ask questions to glean from your knowledge. That's not friendship. And the last time I checked, the one master's degree that I have, my time is worth $35, $45 an hour to give you information. And if all you ever want is information from me, I'm going to start invoicing because I mean,
you actually brought like what you said, being younger, being older is also having that mentality of it. If you have the mentality of a younger, because for that, like if it's your friends or you consider what your friends is and you brought it, the whole leech, they can be taking advantage of you and you need to be aware of that and setting those boundaries and having that in place so that they don't suck out the life out of you. But I feel like it's also just I think that's the part where you are in life, not necessarily because I have met some people that are younger, like for example, Tamara, but she is wiser, for her age, and she, she's so young, hasn't gone through it, but she understands and has that aspect, which is phenomenal to see. So it's just having that understanding of where you are at.
So a couple of things. So first of all, let's pull some word here, right?
Yes.
Right.
Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Right. We best be sharpening each other in our relationship. I can say, without any doubt in my heart, mind, or spirit, that the people that I spend the majority of my time around, I'm being sharpened by, and I am sharpening them.
Right. Yeah. They are spurring me on to want to be better in some aspect, right? To be as thoughtful and loving and kind as Flora is, to be as sacrificing and willing to pour out and invest like Dee is, to have a heart to want to believe the best and jump to prayer and understanding like Sharita does, to be as welcome and loving and open as Stephanie is. You guys inspired me to do those things because they're in my mind and in reality, there are places that I suffer or that I'm not as strong in that as I want to be. And so I want to do better. And you guys spur me onto that. And that's what friendship is really like, is that sharpening is we're pushing each other to do better in some area.
It makes me like a video games, where you're like, okay, how's the power bar here? How's this? How's the intensity and stuff? And then like, okay, well, I want Sharita for this. Okay, make it even.
For this. When I'm building my team, they're going to increase these things.
My vocabulary is definitely leveled up since I met Jamie. I'm just saying. Because that girl be knowing words. I'll be like, what is that? And she and knows the definition without even having to look it up. So she ain't just speaking out the side of her. You never met somebody say a word and you be like, oh, what's that mean? They be like,
Dictionary and thesaurus.
girl, if you don't stop saying words you ain't never used before. Okay.
Well, you can't use words you don't know. Like,
people do it.
Because you're
That's
ignorant.
What's devastating. That's what's devastating.
You're ignorant.
Okay, how about this one? Where'd it go? Oh, Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. I think that when we think about, so we call each other sisters, right? We can call each other that, not because we have any of the same physical blood running through our veins. We got the blood of Jesus, right? But because also when adversity comes, we are there for each other.
Absolutely.
We're not the ones
100%.
bringing the adversity.
No.
And that's where I think there needs to be a check with your friendships, the people you are calling close friends. Because this particular situation that I was talking about, that was the problem, is that you're bringing adversity. I'm not saying that your friendships are perfect and there's never going to be any issue, but if your friendship is causing you more problems than it's helping you,
It's not a friendship.
you need another vocabulary word, and I'm sure Jamie can give it to you.
It's an acquaintance.
There it is. I told you. Right? So I think, yeah.
Well, we talked about this in a different podcast episode where how we're actually training kids the wrong way when it comes to relationship and friendship, because starting in kindergarten, they're hearing everybody in your class is your friend, but not everybody is your friend. But we grow up with this skewed view of what friendship is, and we are basically trained to accept abuse and things that are not healthy for us as friendship. And so it just stays, whether it's the interpersonal like we have amongst us or in our dating marriage relationships, we accept those things that are not healthy for us. So we have to reframe what a friend is. And a friend, and a friend is not someone who hurts you, someone who brings adversity, a person going through struggle and coming to you because they know you are a safe space or you are a person who can provide godly wisdom and counsel. That's different. But a person who every time they are around you, there is always drama and stuff. That is not what you want. That is not acceptable, and you don't have to accept it.
Yeah, and it's okay not to be friends with everybody.
That's
100%.
right.
It is okay.
All right, I got one more scripture before we finish up, and I want you to talk about this one. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. What's your thought on that?
Come on, Michael Fletcher.
All day.
Come on, Michael
Show me your
Fletcher.
friends and I'll show you your future. Period. And I asked you specifically because we've been running our mouths. So I'm out here
I've
just,
been taking it all in.
yeah. But I know you have
but I
words
think you're good
for
to
this.
speak. Yes, good to speak to this because I can remember a couple of months ago sitting at Samuel's speaking specifically about a friendship relationship for you.
Good point.
And
I wouldn't even think
someone.
about that. Come
So-
on, Jamie.
But I remember sitting, and it was all of us
Yeah.
plus Shauna
Yeah.
sitting at a table
Yep.
talking about a specific long-term friendship that you had with someone
Yep.
and what they brought to the table versus what you were bringing to the table.
Yeah, that's good. Dang, that's good.
Wow. So generally, it's just so that friendship is still, not what it was. Of course, we have to speak because certain things in life have us in a place where we have to interact sometimes. But if your sweater,
Thank you.
your sweater says, "I match energy," show me how we gonna act.
How
today.
we acting today?
If you're not treating me in a way that you want me to treat you, then we're not on the same page. I'm gonna need you to bring what you want to receive from me. If you need prayer from me, if you need me to talk you down off the ledge, if you need me to, be in your corner, I'm all that. I'm all those things. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be there
Right.
for
Yeah,
you.
that's who you are.
But I'm gonna also need you to match that energy, and I'm gonna need you to be willing to pray for me. I'm gonna need you to
Yep.
be willing to adjust my crown.
Come on.
When that joker is crooked, put it back on straight for me. Tell me where I done messed up, because I don't need cheerleaders. I don't
There
need a
you go.
cheerleader.
Coaches. We need coaches.
We definitely need coaches. I don't need cheerleaders. I don't need nobody rooting me on if I'm wrong.
That's right.
So,
I would also say, to add to that, I think I also need you as a friend to be able to receive when I'm trying to help you adjust your crown.
Right.
Come on.
Because if we friends, and I can say again with sheer no doubts in my heart or mind or spirit that I know the people that are around me, these people, and there's a few who aren't present right now, if they came to me and said, "Sis, now you
Come on.
now you know you did wrong for that," there are some people I can receive that from. It might sting because we naturally want to be right. It might sting, but there are people I can receive that from.
Right.
So if I'm supposed to be your long-term friend and I'm trying to help, and every time I try to help, you turn into a victim. Oh no,
That's a
I can't.
difference.
I can't do nothing with that.
And that is what I was dealing with. I felt like the other person they never accepted responsibility for the role that they played in the downfall. It was always on the other person. Well, you might need to figure out what you're going through. And listen, Linda.
Look at Linda.
Listen, Linda.
Look at Linda.
Linda.
It takes two.
Right.
Yes,
It
it
definitely
does.
takes two. It
Yes, it
takes
does.
two to argue. It takes two to make it right. It takes two to make a thing go right. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm for real. I'm just.
I love it.
But
We'll go with
it's
you.
true. It's so true. If you want to make it right, you can't make it right on your own. You can't. If me and Flora have something going on, there's something wrong. If I can't go to her and be like, Flora, this is what I got. This is how I'm feeling. And if we can't talk that thing out,
Yeah. Not just that, but I've said this to all of y'all. Like, if I've done something to hurt you in some way and you don't tell me, that's your fault. Because the way I see it is this: I love y'all, so I'm never going to intentionally try to hurt you,
something, yeah.
which means I hurt you and I don't even realize it, which means I could possibly do it again because I don't know that I did it. So if you don't come to me and say, hey, sis, a perfect example, Sharita came to me one time. I don't even remember what it was, but she came to me one time and she just set me down so sweet that I didn't know what she was about to tell me. And it was something that I said, and it really hurt her feelings. And I was like, I had to go back in my memory banks. Like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember saying that. And then it clicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not what I meant. I'm so sorry, sis. Like, I didn't mean that. My bad. I was watching it. And I think it's that. Like, because she felt comfortable enough to come to me, even though she didn't know how I was going to react. She felt comfortable enough to come to me and say, hey, sis, that hurt. Like, that wasn't cool. And I was receptive enough. I love her enough to receive that and not to make up an excuse, but to say, okay, because that's the other thing, right? Like, the way I said it wasn't the way I meant it, but
Right.
it didn't change
Yeah.
the fact that I said it and that it hurt.
Right. The way she perceived
The
it.
way she perceived it, right?
Is hurtful. Yeah.
So if I don't know that she perceived it and it hurt her, then I don't know to not do that again. So I'm like, if you don't come to me and tell me that I've made a mistake, then you help in making me not a good person,
And
because I
I'm-
need to fix that.
And I'm going to go a step further and say you are actually in the wrong here, because if you don't tell somebody that they have offended you, that they have hurt you, whatever, they don't ever have the opportunity to make it right.
Yep.
They
Right.
can't ask for forgiveness. They can't change what they've done, which means you have lost the right to be mad or offended because
you didn't
they're
say
living
nothing.
their best life doing whatever.
Yeah.
And you're holding on to this and they're going on thinking life is great.
Yeah.
And you're just holding on to this, not telling them. So you are at fault for not saying, hey, listen,
Yeah.
you hurt me.
Because you're the
whatever.
offended one.
Right.
You're the
Right.
offended
You're
one.
the one who's having the issue. or
You're
the
the
problem.
issue. I'm over here chilling because I didn't even know.
You tell me I did something wrong, I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
But I can't
Yeah.
do any of that if you don't tell me. So that's part of A, being an adult. B, being a really good friend is to say, hey, friend, you hurt my feelings. So
Hey,
then I can
friend.
say, friend, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I did not mean to hurt your feelings. I said it in a way you didn't understand. Or, you know what? That was really out of pocket
was
and
out of
I'm not
pocket.
going to say
I
it
was
again.
wrong.
Or I understand that, baby, we're not at a level that we can joke like that or we
Yeah.
can say things like that.
Yeah.
So for you, I won't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But I know with other people I can. And that's the thing.
I think that kind of brings like a reality check of where you guys are in that relationship
That's true.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Because I know
Yeah.
it's not easy to bring that up, but if you are that scared, why are you that scared to actually bring up to a person
Yeah.
who should be able to take it and be there for you?
That's good, Flora.
It's funny because me and
talking to
Sharita had a friend not too long ago, and we made all these plans to get together. And she's a new acquaintance, right? We're still building that relationship, but we want to. So the plan was to get together and sit down and just hang out. And so we were ready, right? We'd make the plans. Me and Sharita went and spent some money, got us some snacks, and we're just gonna hang out to get to know each other because she's somebody we felt like we really want to draw in and hadn't had that opportunity to. And over the course of the day, she just kept pushing back. And then finally goes, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I was 38 hot. I'm not going to lie. I was 38 hot because y'all know how I feel about my time.
Yeah.
I am intentional about all my minutes, right? So to get 30 minutes to an hour past the time we supposed to be meeting, and now you telling me you're not gonna make it after we done spent money and time. Like, I was 38 hot, and Holy Spirit checked me. He checked me and he said, because she don't know that part of you yet. You haven't gotten the opportunity to tell her your expectations about your time. She doesn't know it yet. So for you to be mad at her for an expectation that you haven't even set is wrong.
Yeah.
So you need to sit down and have that conversation with her and set the expectation, because she doesn't know yet that you don't play about your time. Now, once she know and she do it, now you can be
That's a
30,
different
you can
story,
you can be in your feels.
Yeah.
But right now, you haven't gotten that opportunity. So have that conversation. And so I reached out to her and told her, hey, we need to talk. We didn't have a conversation. We haven't had a chance to, but we will, because if we're going to have a relationship, you got to know how I am about my time, right? And so I think it's those things that's another big thing about friendship, and we're going to have to wrap it up. I'm watching it, I know, but this is such a good topic, because friendship is that thing that I feel like everybody wants to know about what it's like to be a single and dating, and everybody wants to know about marriage, and but nobody's talking about the importance of friendship within the context of the Christian community, because we think that just because we're Christians, our friendships are going to be on point. And baby, that's not how that works.
Sorry. Yeah,
It's not. And so it's one of those things where I think a lot of times friendships don't work because we don't set the expectation. I've got these expectations in my heart of what a friendship should look like, or I've got these expectations in my heart of who I am, what my boundaries are, what I will accept, what I will not accept. And they just in my heart. I ain't never told you. So now I'm expecting for you to know. And then when you go against that, now I'm mad at you. No, ma'am. I didn't tell you that was a problem. And why do I get to assume that you should know? Because what do I know? I don't know that maybe you've never had. I mean, I had the conversation about never having had like a birthday celebration with your girls before. If she had not told me that, I would have never thought to stop and say, she deserves a birthday celebration. We're going to give her, she don't know none of these women I'm about to invite for real, but we're going to go up in here and we're going to give it to her.
But look what I got out of it.
But look what happened from it, right? Look the connection that came from that. That's over a year ago now. And now she is one of our sisters. But it was because we had conversation and we said the things.
And that's how I was going to go ahead and wrap it up with.
Yes, it is over. I'm like, why is she like that?
I wasn't here for the actual 1 year. So,
that wasn't, but you know what? It's been a year. But yeah.
And that's how I was going to go ahead and wrap it up, because at the end of the day, like, the one thing here is having that communication. You need to have that communication. That communication, if it's not being reciprocal, where you are just pouring into them and you're not getting that same back, that is going to let you know where you guys are into that relationship. If you want it to be different, you need to be able to communicate that. If they're not receptive, set those boundaries. That's how you'll know where it's at. And, if they want to be helped into leveling up to where you're at, great. If not, that's also good. It's okay. You're not going to get along. You're not going to have that same relationship with every person. But if you're not communicating that you do not know where you stand in that relationship. So for me, it's just making sure, you're staying honest with yourself, honest with the word, and just communicate.
Amen.
That's good. Quality over quantity. You don't need a ton of people, right? Jesus had 12. And of those 12, he had 3. And of those 3, he had 1. Right? So I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but what I am saying is I know a lot of people, but there are very few, the number of people that really know me, that get the most of me, the intentionality of me is very, very small. And then within that circle, the full force of all of who I am is even smaller. So you want to go deep, not wide.
It's good.
Also, put in the comments, what are some of your non-negotiables for friendship? What are you looking for?
I love
And
that.
a big
That's good.
shout out to our boy Nick Ertel for commenting on our last episode.
Yeah, for sure. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Nick.
that. That was good.
Work, 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 work.
Friendship is work. Yes, ma'am.
Friendship
I was
takes
not ready.
work.
It does.
It
Absolutely.
takes
100%.
work, and you got to be willing to put in the work. You got to be willing to put in the time, and you got to be willing to put in the conversations. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It takes work, and you just got to put it in. Put
It's
the
like
work
every
in.
other relationship. You got to put work in.
You do.
Yeah, for real.
That's good.
My final thoughts is this: friendship is not Facebook.
Ooh.
It is not Instagram. It is not
is not.
TikTok. It is not Black Twitter, whatever that is. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I
Right?
can't
It's
say.
not that. Because, see,
Forest
this is
bias,
the thing.
babe. Forest
A lot
bias.
of y'all think that because you got 30,000 friends,
Likes.
you are loved, baby.
They don't know you.
They don't even know who you are. They only know what you allow them to know, right? So if you are talking about friendship, if you're talking about life stages, you better learn how to define the relationship. Where are you? Who are your acquaintances? Who are your friends? Who are your sisters who know who you can go to and tell the worst of the worst about you? And you know that they're not going to cheer you on, but they are going to coach you and lift you up. That is what you need to be looking for in relationships. If you got friends and they cheer you on when you're doing wrong, y'all need to be stopped.
Right.
Especially as Christians, y'all need to be stopped. That is inappropriate. I am not cheering you on if you're wrong, but I am going to love you.
Yep.
I am going to walk alongside you. I am going
Yep.
to coach you. I tell my kids all the time, you don't want cheerleaders, you want coaches. Cheerleaders, you think about cheerleader, what they do. When they on that court, they cheering even when you 30 in the hole. Right, but when you go, but when you go on the sideline with your coach, he is not cheering you on.
No,
he
he's
is
not.
correcting you. He is telling you how to fix it, and he is sending you back out to try again.
Come on.
That is coaching.
Come on.
So, if you want to really have a true understanding of what it looks like to have friends in chaos, define those relationships and look deeper into those relationships. It does take communication. It does take time. It does take work. It does take for you to be able to say the things. And I'm telling you what, if you are not, what you see on this podcast is us for real. This is not just some shit. That's the reason why we did this podcast, because we would sit around and have these conversations and just decided maybe other people out there in the world need to see what it looks like to be in the context of relationship as Christian women who are still living life,
Right.
who are still doing life, who still experience hurt and chaos and drama, but we walk together in that. And so stop calling them people on Facebook and Instagram your friends to make your friends. They cool. They got cute posts, but that's it. All right. With that being said, because we over time,
Yeah, we
but
are.
this was so good. Go ahead and follow, like, subscribe, and share wherever you enjoy this content. We are on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts, and we are on Spotify. We also have an Instagram, Rooted in Raw 25, a TikTok, Rooted in Raw Podcast, a Facebook, Rooted in Raw Podcast, and we have a Gmail, Rooted in Raw Podcast @gmail.com. Drop your comments. We do want to hear those non-negotiables and your friendships. We want the questions. We want it all. Again, shout out to Nick Ertel for your comment. We love you. Until next time, stay rooted, stay raw.